Hello, Patrick here with Urban Carry Holsters, and today we're going to be showing you how to field strip and properly clean the Bond Arm Snake Slayer. This has been called the new style derringer, and these types of pistols have been around since the late 1700s, mainly used for personal defense. It does only have 2 shots in it, but it does pack a wallop because you can use loads like the 410. Alright, we're going to pass this along to Chase, show you how to take it apart and properly clean it.
And yeah, like you said, I'm just going to show you how to, well, take down and clean the Bond Arm Snake Slayer. Sorry if I chuckle a little bit for the takedown mention, but it's really not that hard to take down, well, to break apart this firearm. Literally, well, first what we're going to do is make sure that the gun is empty and free of any kind of ammunition. And as you can see, it is clear and this gun is ready to work on. But in order to clean it, that's basically all you need to do right there. Is just open up the chamber in a sense and just pull down on that lever, and now it's ready to clean. Just for video purposes, I'll show you basically what you need is you need a little hex wrench or a star wrench, okay, to take the barrel off. And overall, that's all you really need to do. And it's as simple as taking out this pin and that barrel comes off. And that's pretty much how you disassemble the Bond Arm Snake Slayer. Of course, you could go more intricately and take out this pin and take out, take off the grips so you can get to the main spring for the hammer. But that's not entirely necessary with this firearm. So of course what I have is I have a 45 caliber brush right here, and we're going to start off with our barrel. And that's the other cool thing about these guns is that you can take these barrels off and you can put different chambered barrels on there. You can get a 38 special, 9mm, whatever you're most comfortable with. But like I said, we're just going to get some gun cleaner in this barrel. Now, here I use Hobby's Elite gun cleaner. It's great for picking up and breaking down any kind of powder fouling, which is like unburnt powder or powder residue, and then also copper, brass, anything that's adhered to the metal in your gun. This stuff will help break it down so you can get it out. Now, the easiest way that I've found to clean out the barrel, or at least get a coating of that gun cleaner in there, is literally just to keep that brush on your cleaning rod and wrap your cleaning swab around it. Okay, that's all you need to do. And just do a couple of sprays. And again, there's 2 barrels on this, so make sure you get that one and the lower one. Alright, but that'll just keep that solution in there, and it'll help start breaking all that down. Now there's still some cleaner on this, so I'm just gonna kind of wipe the bore end of the firearm. And as well, since there's not really too much to clean in here, I'm just gonna put a coating on the bolt face of this firearm. Well, and this is not really a bolt, I call it the bolt face because I just tend to say that very often. But basically where your firing pin holes are. Okay? And of course, I'm just going to wipe down the inside. And that's literally all you really have to do. Of course, like I said, this breaks down further. But for field strip purposes and cleaning purposes, that's about it. Of course, if you see any gun, like excess powder fouling or anything around your extractor, which is right here, okay, this little part, then make sure that you just take a nylon brush to it. You can even take a toothbrush and just scrub it a little bit. There's a spring inside here. Okay, that's probably good to get with a nylon brush. Okay, you can even put some gun cleaner. I have some gun cleaner that's sitting all around this, so I'm not really worried about getting too much more in there. But that's all you have to do. But and then of course, something to mention is that this gun cleaner, the Hobby's Elite at least, and a lot of other cleaners, you're gonna want to have it sit in your firearm for a good 5 to 10 minutes. But of course, for the purposes of this video, we want to just show you what to use and how to use it. I usually stay away from all oil because oil will actually attract more dirt and more of that powder fouling, and you'll end up having to clean your firearm more each time that you use oil. So I try to stay away from it. If anything, I will use just a small amount just to give it a little bit of lubricity. I'll do that here towards around the hinge and also near the trigger, and that's about it. But since we have had that cleaner sitting in there, I'm just going to go ahead and take my brush and go at it a few times in each barrel. Now, as you notice, I'm going in through the back side of the barrel. Okay, there's a very short period of rifling in here. It's literally about an inch. But that's why I go in through the back. Again, this is not a gun that's made for accuracy, but of course every little bit helps. So I stay away from the muzzle end of the firearm because this is where your crown is. Okay, that's where the rifling ends, and of course if that gets nicked or scratched in some sort of manner, it'll throw your bullet off, you know, when you're trying to aim properly. But again, this is a gun that you would use literally within 3 feet. So it's literally a point and shoot type of firearm. But now that we've scrubbed it out, okay, I'm just going to take one of my patches, wrap it, going through, again, the back side of the barrel. And as you can see, that's why we clean our gun. And that was just from one barrel. Okay, so I'm going to use another clean patch. And I'm going to go through the bottom barrel. Again, see? Just from one barrel. That's why it's important just to clean your firearms. But overall, that's all you really have to clean. Of course, I put some gun cleaner throughout the bolt face. So I'm just going to wipe that off. Again, if there's a lot of residue, you can always take a nylon brush to it. But it wasn't that bad, so I'm just using a cleaning swab. Then of course, if you know any kind of moving parts down in here, like the disengage for the barrel, okay, if it's not working properly, again, take your nylon brush with some gun cleaner. Then you can use also these Q-tips. You can get these Q-tips at any kind of gun store, but it's best not to. Well, it's not that it's not best not to, but a better option would just be to go to Walmart or the dollar store and get yourself some regular Q-tips. They work just fine, and this will help you get inside any kind of crevices, anything like that. Another area that you might want to address is where the hammer hits the firing pin. Okay. Actually, just to show you, I'm going to just take a little bit of this gun cleaner, all right, on this Q-tip, and I'm just going to go throughout this. And there's a little bit of powder fouling that's coming out of there. Now, of course, since I put gun cleaner on there, I want to be able to take it off too. So I'm going to take this other clean Q-tip, just go throughout anywhere that I took that Q-tip with the gun cleaner on, and just wipe it down. And you don't want to leave that gun cleaner inside. But that is now your Bond Arm Snake Slayer clean. So now what we got to do is just reattach the barrel. Okay, it's very simple. It's just lining up. All right, take your star head. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, of course. You don't need to tighten it to the extent where it's not going to come out, but just tight enough. Then you're ready to carry for concealed.
Alright, now we're going to go over some additional details for the Bond Arm Snake Slayer. This firearm comes in a variety of different calibers. 38 Special, 357 Mag, 40 caliber, 45 Long Colt, and like this one's chambered in, 410. The sight radius is pretty easy to acquire, and back here you've got in the rear sight a groove, and up at the front a fixed blade sight. The barrels are interchangeable, so Bond Arms actually makes several different barrels for this firearm You can do a 2.5-inch barrel, 3.5-inch, or 4.25-inch barrel, which is great because it allows you to have multiple firearms in one, essentially. Here's your barrel opening lever, and it's extremely easy to use and find with your thumb. And this is your extractor for your spent casings, and it makes it really easy to extract the spent casings and load another 2 rounds. And Bond Arms actually makes a speed loader just for this. The ergonomics of this firearm aren't anything special. You can see it's pretty wide, it's a little bit chunky, and it's a little bit heavy. But for what it's used for, it doesn't need to be anything complicated. This pistol will be used in a close self-defense situation, probably even point blank. The trigger here has about 6 pounds of pull pressure on it, but it doesn't have very far to go, as you can see here. It is single action only, and it has retracting firing pins. That way it'll alternate between which barrel fires. You do have to pull the hammer back every time you want to fire, like that, and it does have a safety here. The grips don't have very much texture on them, and they come stock with rosewood grips. Of course, you could change those out if you wanted to. This is a fantastic firearm if you're looking for a small gun that carries a big punch. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a friend that would enjoy this, share it with them on social media. You can always find more videos from us about firearms care, concealed carry best practices, and utilizing the Urban Carry line of products just by searching Urban Carry holsters. That's it for today in the Bond Arms Snake Slayer. Until next time, keep calm and return fire.